Yo, yo, yo. Did you hear that? Did you hear about what happened to Jonathan Majors?
Nah, what happened with Jonathan Majors this
Now the
time?
chick is trying to sue him, and she's like deprivation and like
Deprivation.
assault. This guy's like he's gonna have like a hard year, dude.
I
Like it's
mean,
rough. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, it's one of those things. Like if it ends up going bad and it ends up going south, and he ends up becoming guilty, like I don't. I mean, from what they already got him for, like I think he can recover. But like if this goes down, like it ain't gonna work. I think it's
I
pretty much done to that.
I
It's
think
crazy.
regardless, he's pretty much done. So
Yeah. Yeah, no more Kang the Conqueror, man. I'll tell you that much.
I think they're
Mm-mm-mm.
gonna still. I think they're sticking with it. They might just recast, bro. I think that might be a really good option.
Badass. What is
Mm-mm-mm.
up? Welcome back. It's Sunday night. You're here with the Average Boys podcast. It's your boy Crispy, and I got my co-pilot with me, Brian D from New Jersey. Brian D,
Yes,
what
sir.
is up, my dude?
What's up? What's up? What's up, Chris?
How did
What's
you?
going
How did
on,
you? How
brother?
did you?
Oh,
How's it been going?
good. Good. Honestly, I can't complain. Luckily that I got a chance to get on tonight, which is
Mhm.
pretty awesome. That's again a
Yeah,
rare
it's a
occurrence.
blessing, man. I feel like your time is like so worth
Definitely a
everything, man.
rare occurrence, for sure. But you know what? I made it in time. Got still some a little bit of prep time in, and we're good to go. Yeah,
True,
man.
true, true that, true that. How's life in the what Philly? What was it? How's life in the area you're in? I don't know. I'm all fucking messed up right now. I'm
It's all
tired,
good.
bro.
It's
Like
all right.
Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's cool, man. I can't really complain. Just been working, as everybody knows. I have nothing to write home about. Everything's good. I really don't have anything to complain about. My daughter's doing well. She's being a fucking superstar
I
on
saw the
stage.
video, man.
Yeah, dude,
That's awesome, man.
she's great. So she's good. I'm good. My family's good. I really, you know what? I don't have anything to complain about. What about yourself, man? How are you? How's everything going with you? How's the new job?
Yeah, I got a job. I started it last week at like Wednesday, doing media for a big company that does like drop trucks,
Okay.
drop racing trucks and stuff like that. They manufacture one of the only comfort drop trucks that make your car like your truck super crazy and nice when you
When you
race it.
say do drop trucks, what does that mean? Like, what is
Um, like let's say they get like a Chevy, right? Like a
yeah.
nice like or a Denali or something. They can drop it down 4 inches, 5, 7 inches,
No, I
and
get that. I get that part. But what are you doing with them?
well, I do their media. I do their video and media content creation and stuff like that. Or what we do is we ask customers to send them their pictures, and we'll modify them and post them on the website. Just promoting the product. Getting the product in people's eyes and then showing it in a different way. And then of
Got it.
course,
Got it.
like
Got it. Got it.
I think the coolest thing is like when I approach the guys about doing it, like an appreciation to the customer, like showing like that since they're proud of our product and they're showing people when they put it up on their webpage, they're
Mhm.
proud of the way that they promote their trucks or the way that they build their stuff. We're proud of that. We're proud as much as our product that we want to benefit that, and we want to put them out there and help them go viral also. So we asked them to send us their stuff, and we got thousands of people that are on our social media. So like the moment we post something up, like it gets out there real quick. So it's just appreciation, like an
Cool.
appreciation concept. So we do pictures of trucks showing the suspension kit. We do videos of the suspension kit. We even have this thing going on right now where we're telling customers that have the truck and have the drops, send us the videos that you've cut yourself and send it our way, and we'll put it up for you, dude. We'll like make reels of your shit, like be creative
Yeah.
and go out there and do some cool shit. And we got ideas too, like I've got the opportunity to fly some drones around some of the trucks that we're building at the shop
Yeah.
because the shop's nice, dude.
Hmm.
Like real like Gas Monkey or like those old those shows on TV that have just like acres of warehouse stuff. And I'm talking like the assembly for all the pieces and the mechanic stuff. Like it's crazy how nice it is, man. Like
Nice.
the robotics. Like it's almost like you ever see those like those trailers with the Ford things, and they have those fucking like those robot arms that fucking do a bunch of shit. They
Yeah.
have like 8 of those dudes, and it's run by just 2 brothers. Like
Nice.
it's not like a corporation that they're out there, like a Ford company or a Chevy company. They're just like 2 dudes, one main guy that was the engineer, the other one that was like the product placement guy, and the like the creator and the designer and stuff like that. And they just went out there and made this cool business, man. And it's all based on like dropping the vehicle down. And when you drop the vehicle down, they used to have this problem where the tires would fucking like move out. But this one, you drop the truck and it keeps the fucking line on, so the tires stay good. They said like when you put this kit in, you could take like a badass truck and make it feel like you're driving a Mustang, like a real nice vehicle, like just a nice racing truck.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of thought, a lot of passion, a lot of thought that goes into this stuff. So real cool to be part of the team, having a great time. A lot of fucking editing though, like just a shitload of editing all day. Like it's one of those things, like I'm used to editing and doing my graphics design and my videos and my work like that. But damn, doing it for 8 hours for 5 days a week, like geez, it catches up with you quick. It catches up with you really fast. But yeah, other than that, everything's been good. We went to United Collectors Expo yesterday. Real good time. A lot of people showed up. And then a couple weeks ago, we had Sanrio and Mission, which was another small event that had, I would say, close to like maybe 1,500, 2,000 people. And I'm talking like a Boys and Girls Club gymnasium size place packed with people. So great stuff, good food, awesome community, like just a lot of people out there doing great things. Other than that, yeah, the weather's been nice. And yeah, we're just out there just doing our thing. We're getting that nice like 70, 80 degree nighttime weather. The only thing is just like windy as fuck, dude. Like just crazy.
I mean, I'll take that. I'll take that over the cold. Any day.
What's it like over there? You guys super hot right now, or is it cold?
It's cold. Yeah, it's cold. It's
cold?
windy, rainy, and cold for the last 2 days. Not nice.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Well, good, man. Good. Well, I'm glad everything's going good. I haven't heard much from Trigger. I know he's always a busy guy. Like he's always doing the bar scene at the Still Tap. So shout out to the boys at Still Tap. Shout out to Trigger. And of course, man of the hour, one of our favorite guys that comes in, David from Adam Collection, has been coming in every other week to kind of like, help us out with just yeah, man. He's in here all the time. He even hit me up earlier and he's like, "Are we good? Are you guys okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're good." Brian got me
early. He should have still came on.
Yeah, cool. He goes. You know what he tells me? He goes, "Good, because I haven't put my pants on yet. I'm eating ice cream."
Who needs pants, bro? Like
I was like, take the pants off, bro. Just come on the show. It's gonna get views, man. Act crazy then. Act crazy. So it was good. Shout out to David Collections, Adams Collections, and yeah, I saw him out yesterday, and yeah, it was cool to just catch up with everybody in the scene. Like I feel like I hadn't been there for a while. And then of course, I think I told you, like I went out and I flew my drone and did a bunch of crazy shit. We right across the event center that we're at, we have like the local Texas style fucking Friday Night Lights stadium that has like a 4-school stadium like rivalry. It's the Cougars, the Bobcats, the Sabercats, and the Jaguars. The 4 schools that are in the area. So they have a nice big like, I wouldn't know how to explain it other than Friday Night Lights stadium style. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like good concrete right across the street from the Parks and Recs. Like just I don't know. It's a nice spot. A lot of gray, a lot of good, solid, really good skating concrete. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, but like good, flat, nice concrete to like skate on.
Okay.
Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like you got concrete and sometimes it's like bad to skate on, but this is like smooth concrete. Smooth. Okay. So I don't know why, but when I was flying, it made it feel like if I were.
Wait, hold on. How smooth was it, bro?
Smooth. I'm telling you, I don't know why. I don't even know why I was so like, this is fantastic to fly my drone at.
Why did the ground have anything to do with your flying drones?
So with the drone, I can get up to like 400 or 500 feet up in the air. Okay. So the moment I go up and I take like, it's called an S dive. So what it goes is like you go straight up facing upwards and you can turn 180 and look straight down. Okay. And you're diving. You're just like in a free dive with the drone. And when you have like, of course, when you look at like the landscape and all that stuff, it's just big squares and shit. But you can tell from an aerial view, like the patterns and all the stuff that they put in when the architecture kind of takes its place.
Okay.
So like with that kind of stuff, like with the concrete, you get like if it's asphalt, you get a lot of like the dark colors. Then with
Okay.
the gray, with the concrete, you get like more white colors. And then you go into the stadium and it has like the bright orange from the track, the silver and the aluminum from the bleachers. Like it's just really, really nice. Like, I don't know, man. Like when you live in the countryside and you just see a lot
It's
of
real
green and
smooth, right? Smooth
smooth,
concrete.
yeah. It's the
Smooth
easiest way to
concrete.
explain it is just fucking smooth. It's because, dude, you were in the valley once, bro. It's all fucking potholes. Like it's all potholes and dips, man. So the moment you just get like a smooth street, like we're like, man,
You're just
I'm gonna,
enamored by that shit. You gotta
I'm
do
gonna
something
fucking.
to it.
It's because we're just like you see that and you're like, man, I got to skate on this. Like I need to skate on it. So yeah, it was a really nice time. I flew, man. I want to say I flew about 45 minutes of time.
Cool.
And then I met up with a group of guys. They're called, they have a group called the RGV FPV group. Really cool guys, very informative, really into the drone scene. Got to meet up with them, share like, our drone ideas and movements, and got to like take some of their drones out for rides. And it was really cool. It's a hobby I'm really getting into. And there's so much possibility when it comes to cinematics and things that I'm into when it comes to cinematography and video and stuff, that it just makes it. I'm gonna cut a video later of the thing that I was doing with at the stadium and then at the park. And
Okay.
I think it's one of those things like when people look at it, they're gonna be like, "Shit, it's like a roller coaster." It really is. It really much feels like just a. I don't like. Did you ever play video games? And when you fall off a high area, you get like that pit in your stomach feeling like you're falling because like there's like fall damage or like something like that. You ever
Yeah.
get that vibe?
Yeah.
So I used to get that all the time because I'm scared of heights. Like that's like one of my biggest things. Like,
Yeah.
and then today, like me and my dad were talking about like horrible plane accidents and shit, and I was like, Dad, I don't want to talk about this, man. Like, but I'm pretty bad with heights, and doing this has kind of made me overcome a lot of my fear, overcoming a lot of my fear.
Okay. That's cool.
Like with it, it's like the drone that I fly is like $1,000. And I take like a full on, like you fly it up super high, you cut the engines and you just like fall to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not care you're not really scared about the free fall vibes about getting that pit. You're scared like I'm gonna crash $1,000 drone. So like it's not the fear of the fucking height anymore. It's the fear of losing money.
So why the fuck would you do that if that's what you're concerned about when it's a descent?
That's what the drone's for. That's what the drone is made for the acro vibes. So yeah, one of these days, well, when I show you the video, in a couple of days, you're going to be like, oh, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? I mean, you've probably seen FPV videos. There was the movie, Ambulance, that came out not too long ago where they had like a whole chase scene. I think like Michael Bay in Transformers uses it too. You get a lot of those films nowadays that are getting more into the drone stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's super cool is like those drones are cinelifters. They carry kimonos in black and red cameras like that are fucking $15,000 cameras, and you're just flying that motherfucker, and one person flies it, another person controls the camera and all the objects in the camera. So like there's so much cool possibility, and where I'm from, it's such a small niche that I think it's such a great way to get people involved and to teach them a new skill. So like that's what I want to bring. I want to bring more attention to that so that later on, like people do it for real estate, but that's like the minimal of ideals. Like right now, I think you've seen it here in the Valley, like in
wait, stuff. Hold on. I got a question. So you said that your drone is about $1,000, right? It's $1,000.
Yeah.
What if somebody was just trying to get into it, like just trying to, starting out entry level, whatever? And
so that's a good question.
what kind of drone would I be looking for?
So this is a style of drone that they have that's like $200-$300, and this comes with like goggles, the headset. It comes with everything that you need to get started. It doesn't come digital, which means it's not like crystal clear quality. It's analog, which is kind of like an old school bunny ears television from like back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But this you can fly around your house, like inside. You don't need to go outside. You can just like do like little obstacle courses. It does flips. It does all the things that does the bigger drones do. Like it's everything you need in a small package. And they sell this for like $200, and then this one was $300. So this one has a little bit more power than the $200 one, but the $200 one is perfect. You could take it outside and fly it. You could do it indoor and fly it. You can take it anywhere. And that I think is a really great option to get into because it has different modes, and the modes are like, a regular drone that flies straight and just
Mhm.
goes up and down. There's one mode that lets it like bank like left and right, and then the other one just gives you the full like movement, and that's kind of
Yeah.
like you want something that way. So that
Mhm.
way it gives you all three types. You start young, start
Mhm.
middle, and then you go big. Like, and you can, it grows with you. Once you get to like that top level, you've already invested enough time, because it's like riding a bike. It's a skill. Like,
Mhm.
if you don't choose to ride a bike, you're never really going to learn until you get those couple of times. And then once you get it, like, it's hard. And then you could choose to fucking jump off ramps or do rails and shit like that, because you're taking that tool and you're learning more advanced movements. If not, you just fucking stay on the two wheels and cruise, and that's it. You're at the pinnacle of what it is that's necessary for that bike to be successful.
Got it.
So the drone has the same format, but I could take that drone and I could put like a small little, like the way I do it, I could put an Instagram on it with a small little like 3D printed casing,
Mhm.
and I could fly that shit around in a house and get real estate shots and charge $325. And all I have to do is learn to be in control, throttle right, and just flow through the house.
Mhm.
And you can take that whole objective of having the person walk through the house, and then have the cool like escape the house, do like a spin out, go up high, look at the entire thing. And there's so much visuals that comes with that skill.
Mhm.
And since like in the valley, most people fly just the regular basic drones, they only stay like that flat forward, backwards, maybe a circle around. I think you've seen that like a million times.
Mhm.
But that opportunity to just be creative and bring that attention to where we're at, super down south, where people still think we're just Mexico. But yeah, like it's such an exciting thing, man, to see people getting into it. And then like when I show up to work and I show them, like, they have drones, like they've had a drone before, just a regular one. And I'm
Mhm.
like, they ask me, they'll be like, well, we had a drone once. And I'm like, well, this drone goes like 85 miles an hour and it does
Mhm.
backflips and side flips and stuff. And they're like, what do you mean it goes 85 miles an hour? And I'll send that bitch and I'll chase cars in front of the shop when they're driving by, and I'll just chase with them. They're just blown away by the aspect of it going that fast.
Mhm.
And then much less it dropping from like 200 feet to like 15 feet in like a matter of like 9 seconds.
Nice.
So it's really cool. I encourage people to, if you want to get into it, because look, watch, I'll even show you the drone that I just showed you right now costs the same thing as this one. So, and this one, man, it's tiny, dude. But
Mhm.
this records 4K, 60 frames, 120 frames per second.
Shit.
So I could fly this anywhere, dude. Like remote control, like size. That's nuts. So even without a GoPro, I can put this through a house, like just fly it through a window and record 4K 120 frames per second, and really get it in there and give you the coolest shots. Like even with the company I'm working with right now, the idea is to, have like the windows down in the truck and fly it through the windows, come through, go under it, do like some crazy fucking crazy shit. That's my goal. Like my goal is to like do some good stuff, but
Nice. I
it'll
like
take,
it.
I'm really passionate about it. Like I've already invested a lot of
I
money
see
into this
that.
shit. Yeah. Like I'm always investing money. And then the other thing that comes with it is the opportunity to learn like how to solder, how to do engineering, like when it comes to microchipping and stuff. So
Mhm.
like let's say like you're a father, you have a child, and you wanted to get her into something like in the science.
Mhm.
Like this is a really great opportunity because it's all based on flight engineering, chipboards,
Mhm.
soldering. Like it's really, really into the science. And then there's such a cool reward when you get to like fly it and race and do crazy stuff with it. Like, and you put that together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you feel so accomplished after you're done building it. Like
Nice.
I find I wasn't a smart kid in high school. Like I wasn't a smart kid in school. I just literally was like art, English, and sports. Like fuck math. Like I hated math.
Mhm.
In science, that was another thing I just couldn't get into. But now that I found a hobby that puts me there, like I'm constantly looking up like electronics and ampage and understanding like what type of uh like what voltage can go into like motors and it's just shit I would never have thought of.
Mhm.
So that skill Like when my remote controls break, like if a house control or a TV messes up or my computer messes up or even my mouse messes up on my computer,
Mhm.
I can open it up, look at the board and be like, "Oh, that's fried. Let me unsolder it. Let me solder it back together." And that's like, to me, in my opinion, that's like the shit like when we were younger and our grandparents or like our dads used to teach us like those like, fix it yourself, get under the engine and try to do your own oil or
Mhm.
change the brakes out yourself. That's that kind of vibe in a new age era, since technology is constantly changing in such a rapid fucking pace.
Yeah.
So I encourage it. I encourage any type of science when it comes to like drones and stuff like that. If that's the thing, even like RC cars. I know you've seen it before where people are like super into like the little cars that go like
Mhm.
50, 60 miles an hour. So like it's in the same format, but it's just in the air. But yeah, straight modified skill sets. Correctamundo. David, what is up, my dude? Good to see you in the comment section. We were just talking about you and we were like, David, if you wanted to get on with us still, man, you're totally welcome. I'll send you an invite if you want. Rob, of course, Biggie, good to see you, my man. Anybody else that's out there, we appreciate every one of you. Thank you guys for tuning in with us on Sunday. We hope you're kind of winding down from the weekend. We hope your weekend was good. And yeah, we're going to talk about some nerd news that came up this week. Try to cover as much as we can and have a good time. Brian, let's get into our first point of the subjects, eh? Let's get into our first nerd news. It's good to have you back. Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to talk about is something that was like nostalgia, I guess you could say. It's something that's been with us since we were kids. And they recently released a movie. I was kind of excited. The trailer looked real sharp. I really don't want it to be good, but the critics' scores and reviews aren't really coming in too good. It's kind of bumming me out. But this past week, we had the release for Ghostbusters Frozen Empire came out. I was really excited. The trailer looked super cool, looked really fun. Chrissy, what's up? Good to see you in the comment section.
Hello, hello.
Pleasure having you. Always a pleasure having you.
Mhm.
Um, but I heard, what was real crazy? Like, of course, online we're constantly looking up reviews and all that stuff when it comes to these films and stuff. Bro, I was at Target on like Thursday and I was walking into like the Easter section to kind of look for some like candies, maybe, like the cool like seasonal gummies or whatever. Cause
Yeah.
I mean, you know me, dude. I'm fucking super hyped about gummies. And I was just looking to see, like, I don't even know, like maybe like Reese's, the egg shaped ones, like
Yeah.
the good stuff, good stuff that's never around, only during seasonal.
Mhm.
And I just heard it was three workers just chilling out, stalking shit. And one guy goes, "Yo, dude, Ghostbusters fucking sucked." And it's like, oh no, dude. Oh no. And then the other guy, you could hear it in his voice, in his nasally little nerdy voice, where he's like, "No, man, it's just everybody hates it. It's gonna be all right. If everybody, it's I don't know, I'm still gonna watch it or whatever." And the guy was like, "Nah, man, it's really bad." And then one guy in the distance goes, "No, that's opinionated, man. That's just based on people's reviews and stuff. Not all movies suck. Just people sometimes shit on it." And I instantly intervene and goes, "Nah, man, Madam Web sucked, bro. Like, Madam Web was
You
bad."
just had to put in your fucking 2 cents, didn't you? You
I
just
had
had
to
to.
jump in, and the guy goes, "Oh yeah, you're right, dude. Madam Web is trash." I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." And we're like, "Man, dude," but yeah, the critics reviews came in. Ghostbusters apparently not too sharp, but I've actually heard some mixed reviews. A lot of people are saying that it's better than the first one, but the first one got better reviews. So I was gonna say, like, have you heard anything about Ghostbusters Empire? Did you get to watch the trailer when it came out? Like, were you kind of excited about it
No, no. I
at
did see
all?
the. I saw the trailer. But I wasn't interested to
Oh,
see
okay.
it. I'm still not gonna see it. But like you said, the reviews have been mixed. I mean, I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes now. They got a 43% critic rating. But then they got like an 85% audience rating. So
Audience rating?
yeah.
Oh wow,
So
shit,
there are
that's really
some
high.
people out there that didn't mind watching. And they're not saying that it's a great movie, but they're basically saying that they didn't mind watching it. So I tend to go with the audience score more,
Yeah,
honestly. Um, so it looks like it's actually, not as bad as everyone is making it seem to be.
yeah. Because did you get to watch the first one, Afterlife?
No.
No.
There's certain franchises I think I'm just done with. I
Yeah,
think
that was one of them for me too.
Ghostbusters is probably one of them.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be some really dope shit with some people in it that I want to see in order for me to watch another Ghostbusters movie. But um, I mean, I'm not knocking anybody that wants to see it or that loves this movie. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think when like they tried to do like the girl team kind of like really took me out of it. I was really excited to see something different and the return back to the franchise, and it was like to me it was a miss. So like whenever I saw that they were returning and then they were bringing back some of the old actors, and I was kind of like, man, this is just them trying to like fix the problem from the first time or like try to wipe it away. But yeah, the first movie, a lot of my friends, I have a group of friends that are like, they have like a dress up cosplay Ghostbusters group, and they have like the fucking Ecto One car, and like they're legit into the franchise. And for the last 2 days, they've been going and trying to see it like every other day. This movie, so like they're out there doing the boots on the ground trench work for this movie to kind of hopefully get more money to it or whatnot. But like
They have plans to see this movie multiple times.
they do they I know of course Margaret, one of our good friends that comes on the show sometimes and hangs out. She runs cons. She's gone to see it like 3 times.
Holy shit!
Yeah, dude, it's what they're dedicated, man. They're real dedicated. But like that's their thing, man. That's like I mean, I guess in a way, this would be very close to like the Dragon Ball Z franchise for you, right? For them. Like I
Okay.
know that if like they released like fucking I don't know the Triamite, if they or the Broly movie in theaters like brand new redone, you'd probably go check it out 1 or 2 times. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, hey, you know what? Like I'm going in for a third time. Like the Gohan movie, I think you said you weren't really like a big fan of it too much. But how many did you get to watch that a second time, or did you just stay like for one?
I only went one time.
You only went one time, right?
Any Dragon Ball movie that's come out in theaters, I've only seen it once in the theaters.
Was there ever a movie that if they were like if that movie was barely coming out and it wasn't like a remake or a re-release, like would there be one movie that you would have been like, man, if that was a new release, I'd watch that bitch like multiple times out of the Dragon Ball Z saga?
Um,
It's a good question.
it's probably the more recent Broly movie. I'd probably watch that
Okay.
multiple times. But I saw it in the movie theaters once, and I thought it was cool, and I never went back to it until it came out like on streaming. So
Streaming.
yeah,
What was like, okay, let me ask you then. Because this is a cool question. Like, what was that one movie when you were growing up that was like the one that you were like, I'm gonna go watch it multiple times? Like, what's that movie?
I saw Star Wars Attack of the Clones 2 or 3 times as a kid.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Um, that was an event for me. I saw that one multiple times. That's like the one that really sticks out to me. I'm pretty sure that I've done it a few times, but the first one that comes to my head is Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
gonna be the same thing for me. It was like Phantom Menace or something like that. I think I was super enthralled when they introduced like Ray Parks as Darth Maul, and I wanted to see
Oh, you
that.
know
Like,
what? I'm
multiple
lying.
times.
It was Phantom Menace. I don't know what I was thinking. That's what
Yeah,
that's the
that I kind of like. Yeah, like for me, it would that's gonna be the movie that I want to see multiple times. I had seen Ray Parks in other films, and I knew he was a stunt guy. And when I heard that they were bringing someone like him into the franchise, I was like, "Yo, the stunt work's gonna be off the fucking chain!" Like, finally, we're getting like not none of that corny fucking swinging straight down the center. Like, we're getting flips and all that stuff. Like a lot of that Jet Li wushu stuff. So it
yo.
was
I will say though, there have been movies that I've seen multiple times as an adult. Like I've seen movies multiple times as an adult more than I've seen them as a kid. Because back then I didn't have the money to go multiple times to
yeah
go see a movie or some shit like that. But as an adult, like I saw Endgame like 3 times.
yeah. There
I
you go.
saw I saw um Infinity War. I saw the Infinity War twice.
Hmm. See, but that's like
So
those are
yeah,
crazy
it's
movies, man, to think about because that's like historically, like you said, like those are event style movies. Like that was
I
made.
saw Endgame 3 times,
Yeah,
bro.
that's wild, dude.
That's
Can
three
you
hours
imagine?
a piece, bro.
That's
I'm a nut for that.
fuck 9 hours of film, dude, over and over again.
Yeah,
But it's
and
like
it's the
then
same
you go
shit.
home later on in life, it streams, you're gonna rewatch it like a million times because that movie's just like it was made to be that good.
And that's
It's
why
the
I'm sick
Avatar,
in the
dude. The
head
first
because
one,
if I just wait a fucking a month or two, I can see it on I
you
can
see it
see
on
it on
stream.
Disney Plus. I can see it on yeah.
Yeah. Chrissy says it's a Gen thing, a Gen X thing. I liked it. Okay. So she liked Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Okay.
So good, good job, good job. So okay, so Chrissy in the comment section, just let us know like did it feel like an old school Ghostbusters movie? Did it feel like it was too rushed? Did it feel like, kind of give us a little bit of a breakdown? Because there's when I saw the trailer, I was interested because it looked like a Ghostbusters version of like Endgame. Like there was like a do all end all. It wasn't them just like doing shit in a ghost house or whatever. It was like State Puff Marshmallow Man attacking the city or the Statue of Liberty walking through New York. Like it had that vibe where it was like that old school big baddie walking through the city. The entire city comes, and then you have the four Ghostbusters standing in the street, and then one of them says some wild ass shit like time to make s'mores or some stupid fucking one liner. And that's very much like that old school adventure heroes movie back in the day that we kind of lack in the nowadays cinema franchise and stuff like that. So it'd be pretty cool. I really want to know if you really dug it in that sense. And David says, shit, how did you all afford that to go see Endgame multiple times?
It
Save,
cost me,
man.
yeah, I would say it cost me a few shifts. It cost me a few hours at work,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was well worth it. It was worth it
I think
because
so.
you know what? You know why? Because back then it didn't matter how many times I watched Endgame, it smacked every fucking time.
Every fucking time.
It smacked every time. Like just remember seeing that the first few times. That shit was that
Dude,
was
you know
dope.
what? That reminds me of something that I talked about a couple of weeks ago, I think with Triggs. In the landscape that we're in now, and then hearing you say that, does that not at all make you miss the Russo brothers' work? Like
No,
during
you
that
got
time frame?
listen. Don't get me started, bro. I'm having a nice chill night, bro. I'm relaxing. Like I'm grooving. I got my joint over here, bro. Like I'm
I
cooling
remember
right now.
I
Don't
was fuck, dude.
don't do this, bro. Don't do it.
I remember talking to Trigger about the Marvels, dude, and I was like, man, this was a hard watch, man. And Triggs in the middle of it was like, yo, I think we need someone like the Russo brothers back. And I was like, man, dude, where's Brian, man? He would have been chopping this motherfucker up so bad. Like in the format of it right now, like Marvel is still in a rough set, right?
Yeah, I mean, they have some bright spots. I'll say
Yeah.
that. They have some bright spots. But listen, man, listen. I I'm not here to bash the Russo brothers. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think they did a bad job. What I've always said and what I'll continue to say is that they got handed the keys to a Porsche and was told not to crash it, and they didn't crash it.
And they
Like
didn't crash it, which is good.
they did a few donuts. You know what I'm saying? Like
Burn the tires a little
they
bit.
did they spun out a little bit,
They got
but
keyed once or
but
twice.
but all in all, it was a really good
Soft
outcome.
landing.
Yeah, it was a really good outcome. So I'll give them credit for that. But everything else that they've done, I haven't been a fan of for the most part. And as of right now, just because we're starving for something to move us in Marvel, I'm not sure that's the answer.
So you
You know
don't
what I will say? I will say that there should be other options as opposed to just going to them because
going to them as the do all end all save everything kind of shit.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, you know what? That's a good fact because that'll get us into the next subject, right? The next segue, which is the climate when it comes to the DC universe,
Yeah.
right? So this past week we got some information about DC that was good and bad at the same time. I think the good part was we got a trailer for a really interesting show, right?
Okay.
And that show was The Penguin, right?
Hmm.
Colin, what's his name? Colin Farrell. Colin.
Correct.
He was duped up in a bunch of makeup. A lot of people were kind of against it at first, talking about why didn't you just go with a plus size actor and all this other stuff. That there was people out there, but he I think he delivered a pretty good performance for what it was worth. Um, the character himself was pretty good, kind of funny, a little bit different from what we're used to seeing the Penguin in that type of format in film. But I did like the mobster mafioso kind of like real Scarfacey, real scumbag kind of like vibe from him. He wasn't like the boss that he is in most of the series and stuff like that, where he's sitting at the top. People are scared of this little dude. Like, he's starting at the fucking bottom of the barrel,
Hmm.
and he's just like a dude that holds the umbrella for the major crime boss. But you could still see that he's like a sleazy motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Um, Now apparently, like we're gonna get like a Shining story where they're allowing Reeves. What is it, Matt Reeves, right? Matt Reeves, right? Matt Reeves.
Hmm.
They're allowing him the they're giving him the reins to kind of be like, hey man, like if you have ideas, we want to see it. And he's getting a. I thought it was gonna be a movie, which I was kind of like, fuck that. I'm not gonna watch a movie about that shit. But we're getting it in a series, a show based on this character, and it looked pretty good in the trailer, man. Did you get to watch it or no?
Yeah, I got a chance to see it. I actually saw it twice. And to answer your question, why not just get like a fat guy instead of having Colin
Yeah,
Farrell
yeah.
in a fat suit? It's because it's
It's
fucking
fucking
Colin
Colin Farrell.
Farrell.
Yeah, it's fucking Colin Farrell. Like, I ain't
That's the
arguing with
reason.
that, man.
That's the reason why. I'm going to agree with Yeti. I
What's
think
up? What's up?
Colin Farrell is a great Penguin. I think he did a great job in the
Yeah.
first movie. He was one of the standouts for me personally.
Mhm.
Um, and so I do think that he deserves to get a show. I mean, listen, with what they've been putting out, bro, this can't really hurt. This can't really hurt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I mean, it's like you said, he was a good standout character. I mean, in that movie, of course, I think the only thing that we kind of all agreed on was the pacing of the film. Like it was just too long. There was really stretched out parts. Like if they would have condensed a lot of that open air, I think it would have slapped really good, man. That movie would have been real solid. Of course, Robert Pattinson did a pretty solid job as Bruce Wayne. Um, could just do a little bit more of like that confidence building in his character, letting him step into the Bruce Wayne guy. Like I do like the way Christian Bale played Bruce Wayne more than the way I like this guy do it. Even Ben Affleck got it, but we still got time to grow. And the Penguin story was pretty good. The deliverance was super good. I kind of wanted more Penguin to be more in charge of some stuff, but I think this Reeves guy really has a natch for being like, hey, I'm gonna stretch this out. I'm gonna make a good trilogy or whatnot about all this stuff, and I want it to work. So I'm ready to see where he's gonna take it. But the only problem with all of this was the Penguin looked really sharp, and that was awesome to get at least some type of visual or a trailer or something out of nowhere. But I think the biggest sucky part was the fact that we heard that the Batman got pushed back to 2026.
You said all that. You
Yeah,
said all of
just for
that
a
just
nice
for
segue, right?
yeah.
But what do you fucking 2026, dude?
I blame fucking James Gunn and you. I don't know why I blame you, but I just blame
Yeah,
you as
I
well.
blame
You
you
did
too.
this. You had something to do with
Yeah.
this. No, no, but like all jokes aside, I think this is James Gunn, bro. He needs all of 2025 to do his thing. So he needs you to back up a little bit and let me do my thing.
So you think like it's kind of like a small narrow hallway and Matt Reeves and James Gunn rubbing each other all the way through, trying
Well,
to
I
like,
mean,
yeah, I
that's what
got
they're
my
doing,
Batman
right?
stuff.
You
Yeah,
you
pretty
have
much.
two different universes at the same time. That's bound to happen, no?
Dang, that's crazy, man, ain't it?
So, I mean, this is the fuckery that they set themselves up for. And it looks like, the Batman 2, which I mean, more people will want to see that, I think,
I think
than
so.
James Gunn, whatever James Gunn is about to put out. So to have them push it back a whole
Good
year,
point.
to me, that only means that it's because they need, well, one, they probably aren't ready, which I don't know how they can be. If they're already putting out a Penguin series,
Mhm.
that means you had time to put this fucking movie together by now
Yeah,
and have it ready to go, actually. So to push it back to 2026, I don't know, man.
I
I don't
think
know.
you're on the right. I think that's a real good point. Like being that the fact that we have yeah, James Gunn in charge of the DC universe, he really needs to kind of make his footprint. He needs to like have solid foundation.
Yeah.
And when you go back to the hype around the Batman movie, literally the only thing like a lot of people said was that it just felt longer than it needed to be.
Yo,
Other
dude,
than
imagine James Gunn puts out
his
whatever
Batman.
no, his Superman, right? Let's
Oh
say,
yeah.
because that's the first movie that's supposed to come out. Let's say he puts out the Superman movie, right? And then this Matt Reeves Batman movie comes out maybe like a month or two later and like
And it
and
smashes, dude.
blows out the water. That's a bad look, bro.
That's a
Like
huge that's a
James Gunn
fucked
can't
up
afford
and a
that.
half, dude.
He can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't do that. He can't have that happen.
Okay, so I mean that's a real good point. Like, so what would be the best business move for him other than to what ask Matt Reeves
You're
to be a
looking at
part of
it.
it and make that his Batman?
You're looking at it. Push it back a year. and let
No,
me do my thing.
yeah,
That's
we're already
it.
going through that format.
We're not listen. We don't got to play buddy and ask you to be no fuck. I mean, excuse my language. No, forget all that, bro. You're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gonna push your movie back a year, and I'm gonna do what I got to do. That's it. And it looks like that's what happened.
yeah.
If you
Because
were
I
to
was
ask
gonna
me,
say, like, can you imagine if the reason why they pushed it back is because like they don't want like a same year release because the Batman is actually way better quality of a film than his version of Superman.
I
Like,
can
let's
see
say he
that being
makes
a
a real
reality.
like,
That might be us with our tinfoil hats on, like
yeah, yeah,
saying
yeah, being real conspiracy guys,
it might be a little bit conspiracy, but
but it
I
makes
think
fucking
it's
sense though.
makes sense. It
Because
makes
you're
sense.
getting he's. I mean, because when we look at James, when I look at James Gunn, I don't see a movie like the Batman. I see like silly shit. I don't see like a cinematic attempt at making something artistically awesome.
Well, guess what? You're about to get it,
You're
bro.
about to get a whole ass
You're about to
fucking
get it.
10 years of that shit.
Superman. Yeah, you're about to get
Yeah.
Superman from James Gunn.
But like,
Listen,
I mean, is there a possibility he fucking, takes Superman and makes something that's like,
yeah,
I think you know what? Like, I'm just going to put this out there. Like the way James Gunn carried Star-Lord in the 3 films, all the way from Guardians 1 to 3, I
hmm
think he did a fantastic job. Like,
listen, I'm done with that. I'm done with what James Gunn did in the past, bro. Like you're starting from scratch now, bro. Like I
Mhm.
get it, but if he sucks at this
At
this
this,
like at this right here, he's not gonna be remembered as for Star Lord. He's not gonna
he's
be
gonna,
remembered for Guardians of the Galaxy.
he's gonna be
You'll get around to it when mentioning him, but this will be this right here. This is the
dude.
big
Can
one.
you imagine the customer backlash, Luke? Like if he comes in and just drops the fucking ball real bad on Superman, like this, it's supposed to be, like I said, his foothold in returning the DC universe back to its glory.
There's a
Like, you
lot
know what
riding. That's what I'm saying.
I
You're making
mean?
we're making more sense here because now that just puts more pressure on James Gunn to make
Yeah.
sure that there's nothing in his way from making that movie a success. You put out this Batman 2 anywhere near that Superman movie and it does better in the box office,
Jeez.
that's not gonna look
Buried.
good. That's not gonna look
Nail in
good
the hammer kind of shit.
for
What a nail in the coffin kind of
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I don't know if it's a nail in the coffin, but it's not gonna look good.
Well, because I mean, the reason why I say nail in the coffin is because then you got to anticipate his next stupid fucking film.
You can't really if you're from the studio, right? And James Gunn for somehow, some way fucks this Superman movie up, which I hope he doesn't because I think DC needs
Yeah.
it. But let's just say he shits the bed, right?
Mhm.
If you're the company, the parent company, you can't talk down to him because you're stuck with this guy. You're stuck with this guy for a while. So if anything, you know what, you're gonna probably burn one out. All right, Superman didn't work, but let's keep it moving. You gotta keep him focused because you you have too much invested in him already.
Can you? Okay, so shout out Jeremy in the comments. Rob, Chrissy, you guys are getting in there good with the comments. I love it. Chrissy says maybe they need the series before they release the Batman to make sense. James Gunn just reboot Madam Web, and Robert says I'm praying to God this is going to be good, bro, because I love the Man of Steel. True that. And Jeremy says and Jeremy is a good DC guy. Like he's on it. And he's like, I just don't see this working out. Like, I
So
don't see this.
you guys are all playing my rules usually,
Yeah.
but like I'm gonna be optimistic about this. I think I've shit enough on James Gunn. I'm gonna be optimistic about it just because it needs to be a success.
Yeah,
It
like
needs to
for
be a
me,
success.
I you said it like don't look at his history or whatever, but like, I mean he's got some okay bangers when it comes to pushing off like the family vibes. The thing is we need him to establish a Superman character with the character traits of like the hope in the story, like the one guy that you can rely on throughout the entire faction, because once that like demise happens to that character, there has to be like some type of like beacon that is going to rally all the other superheroes to come up, right? Superman's always that character. So if they mess up Superman in the first film, how do you sell the authority to the next one? Like that's the next film practically after. Like how do you sell that if you mess
I
up
think
Superman?
I think the thing is, there is a reality where he could be successful, but Matt Reeves' Batman could just be a little bit more
Fucking
successful.
good.
Yeah, like
Yeah, he
you
could just
could
be like, yeah, you know what? I heard the Average Boys podcast, and yeah, I think those guys are right. I need to cut it down a little bit and make it tight. and banger, dude.
I'm just saying, like, if this Superman movie is any good and it gets like some good reviews and people like it still needs to be on par or better than Matt Reeves' Batman. I think. I
Yeah,
think. I think.
true. Yeah, because if that one knocks it out of the park, then people are confused and going, well, why do we have another Batman if this guy's doing really well? It was
Yeah.
that whole thing that we talked about in the very, very beginning when we
Yeah.
were like, man, why are they doing both of these at once? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Pattinson has a few years head start. If and Pete and well, a lot of people like him as Batman. A lot of people like him.
Yeah.
If he does it again, and more people like him from a better performance or a better movie, it's gonna be tough to get whatever other Batman you have over, bro. It's gonna be tough.
It, like you can feel like, I mean, you can shoot my shit down if you think so, but like you can feel where Matt Reeves does have some kind of flavor when it comes to this movie being close to like the Christian Bale Batman character. Like it's pretty close if you think about it. Compared to like, the Ben Affleck, which did fantastic in the Justice League movie, where he was more like comic booky, Frank Miller, very like, very a character that can compete with a character like Superman of that franchise and Wonder Woman and the Flash and all like the goofiness of all of these characters coming together. But like Matt Reeves's Batman is like, to me, is very like, I mean, with some minor misses and stuff, like
I like that
very,
movie.
very close.
I like that movie. I think the last hour was a little wonky,
Yeah, it was a little much. Yeah.
but I mean, everything was. I liked the movie up until like the last hour, or
I
maybe
mean,
like
I
the
think we
45
said it, like
minutes.
he just needs to clean up a little bit and it's solid.
Yeah,
And it's a solid set. I mean, I think my biggest concern was like make him more of like that scene with Christian Bale when he's studying the brick and the gun and breaking all that down. Like I need more of that for the detective part of Batman to
I
show that
actually, I
intelligent
think we've.
factor.
I'm not gonna argue with you about it because I know for a fact we've argued this already, and
Mhm.
I think that detective, even I can't believe I'm saying this because some of the shits, the clues were like this guy was across the street from the fucking
Yeah,
police
yeah.
station.
I love that.
So I really can't even talk about his detective skills to be honest with you. But some of the detective
It was there. It was there.
scenes were they were cool. They were cool. But the
It felt,
guy
it felt
was right across the street from the police station. Like
like
that's
it
still
felt clunky, right? Like it felt clunky when he was trying to solve things because he's like a beginner. Like it's supposed to be based on him like starting off, right? So like he's not the weathered fucking badass Batman that just solves shit looking at it. The guy's like, oh, that's a fucking remember the guy's like, oh, that's a knee push to cut rugs up, and he's like, huh?
yeah.
The fucking Batman, huh? Like, and the guy's like, yeah, that's a tool we use. You put it on the floor to take rugs off. You just bang it with your knee. And Batman was like, oh, it's because I'm a millionaire and I don't do that shit. I'm not like a regular worker guy. I got to study
Yeah.
this more. So like, I don't know. Like it was, there was some corniness to it, but it was all right.
I think this Matt Reeves Batman will be just fine being pushed back a year. There's a lot of people that like him. It's just gonna take another year. I think James Gunn needs this clear landing. You know what I'm saying? So just give it to him. You have a lot riding on him, so you might as well just give him
Yeah.
whatever he wants. If he needs a year clear from all other uh DC properties or DC movies, then give it to him.
Yeah. Do that.
Because I don't want to hear no excuses.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
hear any
Especially when
excuses.
they drop it. And I just want it to be good.
Yeah.
Speaking of wanting things to be good, second to the last subject we'll be talking about today is going to be on a whole different IP, an IP that a lot of us grew up on and a lot of us care about and a lot of us want to be good again. And we're really, really hoping for it. They dropped a trailer for this and it looked kind of interesting. I think Brian said he watched it a couple times and so did I on my own. And, there was some stuff, I'd really like to bring up the contest, but Star Wars Acolyte finally released a nice teaser. A couple seconds long or whatnot. We got some pretty cool character reveals and all this stuff. Brian, how do you feel about Acolyte? Did you get to it? Well, I mean, you saw it a couple times like I did. It's like a whole fucking. I mean, I can safely say that the majority, you, me, and Triggs, like we're really into Star Wars. Like I can think like that's probably one of the IPs that we all hold close to our heart. Probably most of the people in the comment section too. It's something that, in the last several years has been kind of, fucking missing a little bit.
Not the best. Let's
Yeah,
just say
not the best.
not the
So,
best.
we're hoping that these
Best
guys come up
attempts.
to bat. So, yeah, how did you feel about the Acolyte trailer?
I liked it. I
It
liked
looked,
it a lot more than I thought I would have.
yeah,
It looked good. I am still interested to see the take that they have on, the early Jedis and how that all plays out. But it looks good visually. It looks good,
Yeah, I was pretty blown away. I like that they got that dude from Hunger Games,
and
and
they
he
got
does
the
it.
Trinity, and they got right Trinity from fucking
Yeah,
Matrix, right? Yeah, yeah,
dude,
yeah.
that
I saw
looks
that.
sharp
Yeah,
as shit, man. She came out, Carrie Ann Moss, and she's already doing some fucking.
yeah, bro. She looked dope.
I was hoping, and there was a part of me that was like that shit that she's doing with the chick or whatever. That
Hmm.
move was like from the Matrix. Like I wanted to, like her do like one of her like I don't know, like just like a
Yeah, yeah.
cool like just a nod of the hat.
Nod, like a
Yeah,
nod. Yeah,
I
yeah.
would have loved that shit, but then again, like I mean, we want to be able to like remove ourselves from that and not have that be what she's only remembered by because she's been
That
in a
would
bunch
still
of
be
different.
dope though. Like I
Yeah,
get what
I
you're
was.
saying, but that'd be fucking cool.
I didn't know she was in this, and that like when I saw her in it, I was like, fuck, dude, I'm probably gonna have to watch this really hard. Like, I really like it. And then, of course, like I said, like the guy from Hunger Games was in it, like the main
Yeah.
dude, like, and he's doing an amazing job. He's got the whole like fucking samurai kung fu dude. Like, it's this one feels very martial arty, like
Hmm.
very martial arty. But yeah, it's supposed to be introducing that there's like Sith during this like what like High Republic time. So
Yeah.
this is like several like how many years are we looking back? Like a couple hundred years, right?
I think I knew I read somewhere how many years the Acolytes is supposed to be before anything that we've gotten from Star Wars so far. And I can't remember. It's like 100 or a few hundred years or some shit
Yeah,
like
we,
that.
we can safely say that the Star Wars saga really doesn't like there's not really conforming to this. We may possibly get like a Yoda because that dude like transcends time apparently. He's
Yeah.
gonna be in his fucking teenage college days, dude, just doing fucking liners off of like younglings and doing fucking keg stands. We'll get a young Yoda. But yeah, everything looked good. Daphne, the girl that played what's her name from Wolverine?
From Logan.
Yeah, Logan, right? She's in it. She plays the girl that's like an alien, very white makeupy. Um, yeah, I didn't really recognize any of the other actors or anything like that, but everybody looks really good. They look like their comic book counterparts
Hmm.
because everybody comes from the comic book. I think
Yeah.
like there's a comic book that kind of relies around that group of Jedi, like them in the academy and them going around doing stuff. So yeah, like you said, it looks interesting. It looks sharp. I don't want to like shoot the gun. Of course, there's probably people out there that are already tearing into it and fucking talking about it being into like certain genres or whatever the fuck, but like it hasn't been out yet. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm really excited. You said it right on the button where like cinema wise it looks really sharp. I like that scene when they're like when all the Jedis activate their lightsabers
Hmm.
and then they it like say like they get blown back by something, right?
Yeah.
But
And
like
then the red lightsaber just starts
the
spinning
red
and shit.
lightsaber cuts through like all the trees and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Like it's pretty sharp, man. It looks cool. Like that one scene with all the Jedi's like with their fucking sabers out. That reminded me of. It instantly reminded me of the Gladiator scene in the last prequel movie when they're
Okay.
saving Padme and all
Hmm.
the Jedi's are out there and you just see lightsabers fucking like swinging in the background like your attention's taken from all the weird orange sand color
Hmm.
and you just see fucking lightsaber disco action going on.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, whoa, that looks really fucking cool. Like, why don't we have more of this, like this type of cinematography? And then you see them all get wiped the fuck out. And then I'm guessing it's gonna be like the introduction of some type of Sith, the rule of two, and all this stuff. The main director, I forgot her name. Let me get her name real quick. Do you remember the director's name?
I don't think I ever knew the director's name.
Acolyte. IMDb. Let's see. Director. Who is the fucking director? Leslie Headland is the creator.
Okay, what about her?
She came out here. She's really tight with like the Kathleen Kennedy and all
Hmm.
that stuff. So like a lot of people are already kind of coming at her about the agenda and like all of this stuff. I didn't really feel it too much like when it came out in the trailer. You know what I mean? I felt like it was like it had its vibes. It had its vibes. But she came out earlier and I wanted to get your opinion on this. And she was saying that she wants to kind of do a remapping of how we consider the Sith and how we look at the story. where we always looked at the Jedi as the heroes, the good, and the Sith as the evil and the bad. And they want to kind of make it to where that the Sith are just misunderstood. Like, how do you feel knowing that? Because us growing up, Star Wars was always cut and dry. Sith good or Sith bad, Jedi's good. Lightsabers that are cool colors good, red lightsabers bad. Like it's always kind of been black and white, like super, like not a lot of gray in the middle. But now we got this like upcoming idea that people are trying to be more artistic with the idea and the storytelling of the IP. How do you feel about a story that's going to try to say that the Sith are just misunderstood?
I don't see a world where they can, because they're not misunderstood.
Yeah,
I think they're going to try to create that with this show. I think that's what I read.
yeah.
That's what what they're gonna try to create. But to me, you're gonna have to do a lot of explaining in 9 episodes as to how they're just misunderstood.
Yeah.
It's not that they're misunderstood because of their ideologies, because they're wrong for that too, but like they're just wrong. They're evil people. They're evil creations or whatever, and
It's like greed or something.
there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing to be misunderstood about that.
But okay,
They
so
do evil shit. Like
yeah, they're pretty bad. Like they're pretty
they
bad
do evil.
motherfuckers,
They're not misunderstood. They're doing evil shit. So it's like,
but like, okay, so the reason why I ask is because we go back to the Obi-Wan show and we had Revan, right? Or Reva. Forgot her name.
Reva. I think we never.
Her character was kind of like that. She was a Sith in a way. She started off as a Jedi. She accepts the dark side, becomes this, like, I guess you could say like an acolyte of Vader or whatever.
Yeah.
But she's, coherently a pretty bad person. But then you end up finding out that it was all a misunderstanding, and she was
she's an outlier. Like she's that's not the normal Sith that you're going to be asking us to sympathize with. You're asking about us to sympathize with fucking Lord Sidious. You're asking us to to sympathize with fucking Darth Vader. Like
that's wiping out the kids' class.
That's who you're asking me to sympathize with, and I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't. When I heard that earlier, I was kind of like, huh. Okay, well, the only person that I can consider in that nature would have been Reva, right? Because she's in that format where she has like a revenge story and all this stuff. But you and I talked about this when the show was going on, and we were like, yo, there's no redemption, bitch. Like, you're doing some fucked up stuff to get this fucking revenge story done.
You could probably get a redemption out of her eventually, but there's some Sith that there's just no there's no coming back from. So it's just like, I am interested to see,
right?
I am interested to see what they're gonna do, and if they're gonna try to explain. I can see where they try to explain how Sith started as just something that wanted to be away from the Jedi, but then mutated into whatever the fuck it is now. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see a story about that, but
in the comic books, they always do this thing where they try to push the ideals that the Jedi are like these like zealots of religion that kind of like manifest the Force and control it because of like the spirituality of it. And then, of course, I think like when it came to like The Force Awakens or something, the first of the last trilogy, you had that scene at the end with the kid that calls the broomstick and it like falls over. Like the thing they really didn't touch base on throughout the whole series, right? Which is like that there are people out there that are Force sensitive and they can use the Force, but they're not trained or whatever. So even I forgot that chick with the Maz Kanata, right? The chick with the weird eyes, the little yellow alien. Yeah. She was somewhat coherent to feeling the Force like in nature. She was like Force sensitive in a way, right?
Yeah.
So like,
but everyone has the Force now.
Yeah, please don't say it like that, though. Like that just sucks, right?
That's what it is.
Kind of like if you break it down, prequels and all that stuff, metachlorians are a part of the facet of life in this universe. So yes, technically everyone has the Force in them because of the metachlorian counts. But of course, like you said, like a mutated variation then gives you the opportunity to use the powers or be able to manifest powers.
And what was it? The Ahsoka show? What was that? The Ahsoka show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Ahsoka show, where
Yeah,
we were told that everyone has the Force. They just have to,
you
you
just
know what
got
I'm
to get the
saying?
right
Just
fucking.
gotta get
You
the
got to eat
juju.
Wheaties, boy.
Gotta get the juju. That's
Yeah,
it. That
you
was
got to get your
disappointing.
Wheaties in
I
the
didn't
day.
like
You got
that.
to.
I didn't like that they did that, but that's for
I mean, it kind of
scientific.
cheapens. It cheapens the idea of what it is to be like a character that's a Force user, not
Yeah.
necessarily just a Jedi, right? But like even a Sith too. Like if everyone has the fucking Force, like then why the fuck do I need to care about anybody else? Like it just so happens that these guys just like it's like fighting. Everyone can throw a fucking punch, but
Yeah.
you don't throw a punch like fucking Mayweather or Mike Tyson. You got to train for that shit. You know what I mean? I kind of feel that. Like I liked it when it was the idea like the mutants, right? Like in the X-Men series. Like you're either born with it or you're not. Like you can't just be like, oh well, fuck, everybody's a mutant. It's just how you train with it's gonna make you a better mutant or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird, man. But yeah, I wanted to ask you that because I'm a little bit taken because of course, like I grew up on the old school Star Wars where it's like, yeah, adventure wise storytelling. There is just a good and there's just an evil, and they're just at battles with each other. There's always this like balance of like the yin and yang or whatever the fuck they do. But yeah, I wanted to ask you on your opinion on that to see if you could give me a better insight on like, okay, cool, like how can you make the Sith, like how can you relate to them if you know that most of the time people turn Sith out of greed or out of like some type of like cardinal sin, right?
Hmm.
And the only person I could think of was Reva, and of course Anakin. But Anakin was like, there's, even if he was cool and threw Palpatine down a fucking hole or a trash can hole, like that dude killed a bunch of kids once, bro. Like, there's no coming back from that. You could be like, he became a Jedi in the end, but like he's gonna stand in front of a fucking tribunal if he survives, dude, because he still has to fucking fucking stand trial for the crimes he's done, right?
It's fucking Lord Vader. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, dude, I mean, he did a bunch of evil
Who was
shit.
gonna capture him to put him on trial?
No, I'm
Who?
talking about like imagine, like I'm just saying, like if he would have thrown Palpatine and then survived in the end, he
Yeah.
became good. Like the whole idea was like, oh, he came back to the light side. I told Ahsoka, my Anakin came back and she was all uh, tears, and I was like, bitch, that dude killed a bunch of kids, dude. Like that dude killed a lot of kids. Like there's no like, don't cry for him. Just be like, oh, that's nice. That's cool. He found peace in the end or whatever the fuck. But like, I don't know. I don't
What
feel.
what kind of fucking Vader is that?
Well, he became a Jedi at the end. Remember, he turned back to being good.
He turned back to being good like on his deathbed.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying like that was cool. Like, but like, still, he was like I'm great that he fucking turned good at the last 5 seconds of his life. But like, that guy was an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah. So like in that concept, like, where's the saving grace for these people? Like the only two people that I could consider that were redeemable qualities where like Reva, she had a reason because of like her shit to do that, and it was like a big thing. But in the factor of it, she still did evil stuff. And then Vader, completely evil, becomes Anakin at the end, redeems himself to be a Jedi. But like he's such a crowd favorite. Everyone loves Anakin and everyone loves Darth Vader. Fucking everyone blew their load when he came out on Ahsoka. But like how would you sell that you can make these people like that they're just misunderstood? I think in the story of it, we have so much content for Anakin as Darth Vader and the struggle between him and his good and his dark side that it would be hard to find a redeemable quality in that character with that much resource. And like you said earlier, they're going to try to do that in 8 episodes. They're going to try to do this in 8 episodes. That's going to be hard as fuck, man. That's going to be super. In my opinion, that's going to be hard as fuck. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just blabbering on too much, but like, yeah, like I don't know. That's the only thing that's kind of like concerning about the storytelling of this is that she's the what's her name, Leslie. What's her name? What is up, John? Good to see you in the comment section. Leslie Headland. She came out and she was like, yeah, the story is going to be coherently. I have something in it that's going to be about how the Sith are just misunderstood. And that was kind of like, oh, fuck, this is going to be rough. It's going to be a rough watch, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. Am I thinking too much about this, Brian?
I think we should watch it first to see
Yeah,
where it goes.
yeah, because I didn't know Carrie Ann Fisher was in it, and she looks amazing already.
I'm not gonna just shit on it before it even comes out. Like I'm gonna give it a chance, no matter
Yeah,
what. I'm gonna give it a chance, like whatever it is. Like it can't really get much worse. So
Miggy, what's up? Good to see you, my man, in the comment section. Homies dropping in. Good to see you guys, man. Good to see you guys. But yeah, I wanted to get your opinion. So overall, Acolyte, you kind of excited, kind of still waiting for it. I want to see like a good solid trailer. Like this teaser was cool, but like I want to see something drop that's gonna really kind of give me something that's gonna bite down on the story and all that stuff. It still looks super confusing as fuck, dude. So that's what I'm really waiting for. And then my question, I guess, would be like, what the fuck is the difference between a teaser and a trailer?
there isn't one.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure because I didn't know what the fuck the difference is anymore. But yeah, good stuff. Star Wars Acolyte. Yay. Onwards to the last and final part of the conversation that we're going to be having today. It's something cool. Nostalgia berries. Marvel dropped something this past week that everybody was kind of excited for. I was kind of excited. Brian, were you excited for this drop? We're talking, of course, about Xmen 97. We got a little review. They dropped 2 episodes on Marvel or on what is it? Disney Plus.
Mhm.
So, what'd you think?
I liked it. I was a big fan of the original Fox cartoon, so this picked up right where it left off. I think
Nice.
the animation was great. I think the characters are just how I remembered them, a little bit different. I do like the addition of Bishop. I
Oh
like
yeah,
I like the addition of Bishop. And I think that it's gonna do well. I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes again for this one. It's got 100% critic score.
crazy,
It's
dude.
fucking insane.
That's crazy.
That's fucking insane.
Mark, good to see you. Chew a new podcast in the comment section. Shout outs, boys.
Yo,
Shout
yo,
outs.
and it also has a 92
Critic score.
audience, yeah, like an audience score.
Nice, dude. Oh, audience score is 92.
And that's only
Nice.
for like
That's
2
high the fuck up
episodes.
there.
Yeah, that's only
Yeah.
for like 2 episodes. So we'll see how it goes on, but yeah, yeah, I'm excited.
So for you, like watching the show, checking it out, seeing all of it come to fruition, like what were your pros and what were your cons?
The pros, I do like again the animation. The voicing was fucking awesome. Um
Yep.
I like the act the little bit of action that we did get. I was intrigued. I didn't realize that they were gonna use so much Storm and she was gonna be such a powerhouse. Like she's like a god basically. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that that got some
Some
spotlight.
flowers, man.
Yeah, because she is a fucking god, bro. Like
Yep.
she's a fucking
Major
god.
level, dude.
That very rarely gets her time to shine. So I
Yep.
did like to see that, even though they took the
Absolutely.
fucking powers away the next episode. But I did like to see that. You know what I thought was cool? I liked Morph. Morph, when they were jumping out of the X-wing or whatever, and
Turned into fucking Archangel. Like
he
there's so
turned the
many cool
fucking
little like
Archangel,
cameos, right?
bro. Yeah, he turned the fucking Archangel. We got a Blob fucking
Yeah.
cameo. We got
That's
fucking
fucking crazy. That was crazy to me. Jubilee,
Yo,
Colossus,
we got a Colossus. We got a Colossus. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Lady Deathstrike.
hell yeah, that was
That was
fucking
fucking.
awesome.
That was deep cuts X-Men old school shit, dude.
Like that was fucking awesome, bro. Like that was cool.
That was a really really good one, man. And out of those, what would be your cons? Like, what would be the things that you were like, eh?
Honestly, I didn't find many. I don't think I have any off the top of my head that stuck out to me. It played exactly how the old X-Men played. So, and I think as long as you're looking for that and you're anticipating that, then you'll be fine. You'll like it.
Church, good stuff, good stuff. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it did a really good job.
Oh wait, I lied. I have a con. I'm sorry to cut you off. I have one con.
Oh,
Fucking Magneto's design.
no, don't even start. I already know what you're gonna say.
Yo,
He's a
I don't know
fucking-
why I forgot about that, and I'm just looking at it now. Like he looks like a Prince backup dancer.
Yo,
Why
this
is he looking
motherfucking
like
dude still racked as shit. Best friend, survived the Holocaust. Still looks like he's 30, man. Still looks like he's 30 running on the beach, dude.
Like-
How the fuck?
Yeah, that was a little weird to me. I do like the angle of him taking over the X-Men though. If I was Cyclops, I wouldn't have just handed him over that quick. I would have been like, motherfucker, you're gonna have to fight me for this shit, bro.
Did you like the fact that they fucking went with the fucking rogue storyline and she's like 17, 18 in this story, like
Oh
naturally.
yeah,
Like, she's still in school and shit. And this guy's
about
like,
to bang
what's
for the
up?
Magneto.
Nobody told you about our past. And I was like, whoa, 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 what past, bitch? Like, she's still in school, motherfucker. Chill, dude. That was nutty. But that's from the Age of Apocalypse storyline, right?
I
That's
believe
like
so.
an
Yeah,
old
yeah.
school comic book line. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Like I thought it wasn't too bad. I did like you said earlier, the way that they're doing the animation for the action. Like it's a lot more like new age, kind of like more cells that are being used or more frames that are being used. So you get to see a lot of the cool movements. A lot of the stuff that I love that Cyclops is getting his flowers. Like I
Yeah.
like they're really they're really making Cyclops look like a bad motherfucker, ain't they?
Yeah.
That whole like dropping in the fucking laser, like fucking him up by sliding back, like him using it like fucking like fighting and fucking shooting lasers. And
Mhm.
you know, it's not like it's badass, man. Like Cyclops, I don't know if you ever were, but I was a big fan of like the Capcom versus Street Fighter, Capcom versus Marvel. Like Cyclops is a
He's a tank.
motherfucker in that
He's a
game,
tank,
dude. Like,
bro. Yeah. He's a
yeah,
tank.
he's a fucker, dude. Like if you're a good Cyclops player, you're dicing everybody.
Yeah.
And I feel like that scene when he's fucking jacking dudes up, and I felt like that was like straight out. Like they were like, yo, let's get some shit from that video game. Let's draw it into the fucking action sequence. And I was like, I'm here for that shit.
I was never a big Cyclops fan, but he looked pretty cool. Like when they jumped out of the fucking plane and he used the fucking the eye blast to be his cushion.
Dude, that was fucking cool, man.
Superhero landing and shit. Like, that shit was fucking awesome.
Well, and then he gets to deliver probably one of the coolest line in X-Men history. Like to me, my X-Men, right? Like everything there, just like it landed very, very well. Wolverine, I think Wolverine did really good. I feel like they didn't give him a lot of screen time. He's always kind of dealing with the weird love triangle. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like that's overdone already because, you know, this chick's just having a baby. You were there for fucking 9 months, bro. Like, yeah, leave it already.
It's over. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, like, he's waiting for that shit to drop, and he's right back on it, bro.
Man, girl, once you lose that baby weight, I'm back, baby. Like, I'm like, come on, man.
Logan is waiting, bro.
They're gonna end up doing some kind of weird love triangle. Like, it's okay, I'll be her boyfriend on the weekend, and you could be her husband on the weeknights or whatever. And man, dude, I can't do that, man. I really hope that they fix that a little bit more because I think that was a little bit Jean Grey's character was really, really cool. I did like the Jeep scene when fucking Wolverine's freaking out. Like he's like fucking 900 years old. And apparently he's never fucking, you know, helped someone deliver a baby before. Fucking that's the fucking flipping out part. Not fighting sentinels or fucking getting blown out of a plane. Delivering a baby, dude. Like that's the fucking thing that blows his mind. The morph thing was cool. I even like the what is it called? The Marauders, or what are the ones that live in the sewers? Like they get
sewers. Yeah. I can't remember.
Leech's character. I was kind of worried that when Magneto touched him, it was going to suck his powers out. Because that's what Leech's character does. He just removes everybody's powers, and then he's fighting those fucking FOH guys or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then fucking Magneto gets sucked away from him, trying to be all hero.
Out of here, guys.
yeah, dude. I thought that was pretty good.
Every time I kept seeing FOH, I'm like, oh, it's the fuck out of here, guys.
Fuck out of here, guys! Oh yeah, that's pretty funny. I didn't even think of that. What was it? Were they in the original show?
I kind of remember. I don't know if it was them, but I do remember there being like a group.
The Trask team, right?
Yeah, it was a group that just didn't like the fucking mutants and was always.
I wasn't a big fan of the Magneto, the Mega Man guns. I thought that was cheap.
Yeah,
but then again, it's like. All the cartoon back in the day were kind of cheap like that. Like they had like little knickknacks, G.I. Joe kind of bullshits. You know what I mean?
Wait, I was confused. So they all had this fucking the blast that can just demutinize a mutant?
So, no, what they did was they had they took the technology.
They had that type of technology
collars, and they put that into the blaster.
No shit.
That was that gun at the end that had all the fucking steampunk parts and shit. So they just took the inhibitor collar and made that a gun, which is, I mean, if you remember like the second X-Men or the first X-Men, they did that with Magneto. They created Days of Future Past. Remember they created the guns with the plastic syringes that gives people weapons. I think Magneto gets shot with it. And then of course you see like in the ending of that movie, Magneto kind of like moves the chess piece, which kind of shows you that it's like it just dormants the power. They'll be able to get it later, which will be like, Storm will get her power originally. But like you said, like I got fucking goosebumps when they were like the Sentinels all like, oh fuck, Omega level mutant in the person, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious, dude? And then they show, Storm shows up. She's got her badass Age of Apocalypse mohawk. Like that's like deep cuts into the other universe when it goes in that way, right? Mm-hmm. But like that's like the leather and chain, the badass looking Aurora, right? Mm-hmm. When she comes out and she's like, I love the way she like, they have her character where she's just like the original actress is out there like poetically quoting like Shakespeare in everything she does. Like it was just so fucking, I love Storm from back in the day. So to see her come in and they do the lightning in the eyes, and it's not drawn cheese, bro. Like it's drawn like, yo, respect this shit. Put your fucking slap on that shit. Like it was badass. It was fucking badass. Even the whole like, you want a prison or whatever the fuck at the end before she gets shot. They drop all that shit that looked like
the metal.
I was like,
bro, her and fucking Magneto in a team up would be scary, bro.
But like, of course, if you're reading the comic books right now, you know that Magneto and Storm have like this cool like not relationship but like a partnership, because they're on Mars and they live like warriors, like almost like gladiatorial warriors, and Aurora and Magneto like conquered Mars and its people and turned into like the chingonas, and the chingons, like they're the big guys, they're the bosses of that place. And she's a fucking powerhouse in the House of X and the Fall of X and all the comics. She's a fucking beast, dude. Like she's so cool. The only other Omega mutant is I think Iceman, which hasn't been introduced yet. We'll probably get him later. We got the introduction of Sunspot, which is all right. Bobby Acosta, I mean, he's a really, really cool character also. Till Uranus shows up and fucking rips Magneto's heart out. But Magneto's a G, stayed alive, kept his heart pumping. So like that's the thing. Uranus in the comic books is Thanos's grandfather, and he's like in jail with the Eternals, and they release him for 30 seconds, and he like starts the whole entire X-Men. He kills like everyone on Mars. Like he's a bad motherfucker, dude. If they ever introduce Uranus into the fucking Marvel universe, the cinematic universe, dude, that would be dope, man. But like, so my biggest thing, and King Yeti, he's super good at comic books too. Like he's in the comment section, like, man, the X-Men get fucked on so much, dude. Like they're always constantly dealing with some weird ass shit against their people. Like I don't understand, dude. Yeah, he kills like 10,000 mutants in a minute. He's the fucking baller, dude. But like the mutants get fucked all the time. I don't understand it. The comic books, they're like, we've talked about this before, Brian, and I told you like, yo, there's no way I survive the Marvel MCU or the Marvel universe, because like there's a world-ending situation every week. I would have gone nuts, dude. I would have gone nuts, man. Like every week, you just want to go buy bread, and there's like a fucking the Venom god of the symbiotes. Fucking drop some 38,000 dragons into New York City. New York City's thrown into complete darkness because there's a fucking magician in the water with a book that just turned everything black. And Kingpin's the mayor, and a bunch of people live on the like. Fuck this, dude! Like giant fucking human beings falling out of space, and dude, we're not surviving this. I'm done. I would be like, nah, I'm done.
You're from the valley, bro. You could handle anything, bro.
Yeah, no, man, we're not about that life. We ain't got enough buildings to climb like Spider-Man and shit. You know what I mean? Like, if we had Spider-Man in the valley, he'd just be taking buses everywhere, dude. You know what I mean? He's swinging on shit. He's in the golf course, like in the movie when he's like, and he's got nowhere to go. That's the valley. He ain't got nowhere. He ain't got nowhere. We got one building. That's what we make fun of, the Chase Tower. Spider-Man just be spinning around that bitch all day, dude. He's just be fucking tetherball, but just running around that bitch all day. Just like, well, I hope someone breaks crime here, because I ain't got no way to get there, man. But nah, man. I that reminded me so much watching Magneto and Storm work together, and then not only that, like the strategy work of Cyclops leaving Storm to be with the politicians and look over Magneto. Like he's really like it shows you strategically which characters like need to be in specific places. Like Wolverine, fuck that guy. He's got knives for hands, bro. Get that guy in the front lines, let him stab some people, tell him to go fuck off. Like, you know, like Beast, the dude can flip and tell you some science equations. Like, he ain't gonna do nothing, you know what I mean? Like, but like Storm, like motherfucker, she can take on Magneto, she can protect those people, she can flip fucking hurricanes all over the place. Like, that was a G move, man. The only thing that's super crazy is like I said earlier, like they're giving Cyclops his flowers, but they're doing it in such a great way because he's like an imperialistic dude. Like once they have that moment where all the X-Men get like the House of M, they get wiped out, and I think there's like this one that's like the Happy Day Parade or something, celebration parade, that where like they kill like another 175,000 mutants and Hope Summers, and no mutants can have kids or whatever the fuck. Like there's a part where Cyclops takes Charles Xavier's ideals of how the X-Men need to coexist, and he merges them, and he grotesques them with Magneto's like ideals also, and he becomes like this tyrant of the X-Men community. Like there's a part where he ends up killing Charles Xavier because he's like, you've fallen away from your ideals and I will continue them, and he fucking kills him. So like I kind of wonder if they're gonna go in that, like, you know, if they're gonna go in that path where they're gonna show him like start to turn into like this douchebag guy that's just hyper addicted to like, I have to protect my mutants, I have to protect my kind. Because the Magneto's the same way, but you see where he like where like in the concept where Charles Xavier apparently has passed away and he has his will and testament, where his heart has changed because his friend has asked him. You know what I mean? And he really like morally stands on that ground. But yeah, it's super good, super exciting. I like the show. There's a couple of things I'm kind of I'm not a big fan of like the new age demographic of like, yeah, I think you heard it like in some parts where they're talking about like the insurrection thing and all that stuff. I don't like it to be too much into the political nature of like now times, because that world itself already has a bunch of shit going on that they could really like, you know, get out there and do some really crazy stuff. I think they're going to touch base on Bishop's character, which I really hope, like him being here. Like, you know, he's here for a purpose, like, because the future that he has, he can't change it. You know what I mean? And then the birth of the child of what's their face, Jean Grey and Cyclops is Nathaniel Richards or Nathaniel, yeah, and that's gonna be, or Nathaniel Summers. He's supposed to be like, isn't that Cable? That's Cable, right? But there's like, yeah, that's Cable. But there's another guy too. His name, he has like a weird Galactus costume. I can't remember. It's like Shiva. I don't know. It's something like that. But he's wearing like silver armor. He has like a big ass cape, and like I don't know, like he's got weird ear things. I don't know how to explain it. If you saw a picture, you'd be like, oh fuck, I remember that guy. Strife. There you go. I remember that guy from the fucking video games back in the day. And that character, of course, plays a major part during the whole like what's that dude's name? The one with the triangle? I can't fucking remember. There's a bunch of characters that they're gonna be tested. Mr. Sinister. Yeah, he's a clone of Cable. Yeah. So I think that's gonna be like a huge thing because we had that really cool reveal at the end with the Jean Grey that comes back. That's there. So yeah. Super excited. What do you think, man?
I'm excited as well.
Easy part, right? I just went off on like a crazy. You can tell how fucking excited I am about this shit, dude.
Yeah,
that was fucking nuts, dude. Damn, I need to stop drinking so much fucking energy drinks. That was nuts. What is something that you like to? Because this is only going to be like 8 episodes, right?
I'm not sure how many episodes it is.
What would you like to see come out in the show? Like, what would be something cool that you'd be like, fucking A, that's badass?
I mean, just growing off of what I've already am expecting. I don't know if there's anything like, what do you mean? Like, there's something like specific that I'm looking for in a show that I don't know what the fuck's going on?
I'm tweaking. Fucking King Yeti's like, Chris is tweaking. It's all the fet, dude. It's all the fet. My Adderall moments. So one of the things that I'm kind of like hoping that we get, which I've heard, is we're gonna get the Onslaught story.
Okay.
So Onslaught is this amalgamation of when Charles Xavier goes into Magneto's mind to kind of like erase his brain or some shit, and the consciousness of Magneto goes into Charles Xavier, and it manifests this like fucking crazy apocalypse level character. And yeah, he wipes out a fuckload. Like it takes like, didn't it take like Nathaniel, what's a Reed Richards kid? Is it Nathaniel Richards or what? What's the kid? Fucking what's his name? Well, it takes the son of Reed Richards to bring all the fucking heroes back because all of them die.
Okay.
Like all of them fucking die against Onslaught. So like, there's just I don't know, man. There's so much that I hope happens. Onslaught would be a fucking badass character. Seeing Rogue and Magneto try to like kind of like Franklin Richards. There you go. Thank you, King Eddie. Seeing them get together kind of brings in the Age of Apocalypse storyline, like that whole like weird where Wolverine has like a cut off hand. Magneto's married to Rogue, like a bunch of stuff that I feel like's coming in. And then of course like the return of Charles Xavier, where a lot of people are talking about him being dead and shot from the old cartoon. Like I think we talked about this last time that he went off to the Shi'ar Empire. That chick took him, Leandra or whatever. So like I wonder if that's still the story in the background. Like that's what they're gonna go with. But yeah. The Magneto speech was fantastic when they were in space. Like all of that shit was good. It was really, really good. The political stuff I'm not too much. Oh man. Nimrod? Holy shit. That would be interesting too, wouldn't it? That would be bad. There's so much, man. There's just so much. Like you said earlier, like the idea of like what's his face? Man, I'm losing a blank. The clone guy. Where he was like cameoing all the characters. Morph. I can't even think of them. Morph, yeah, Morph. Like they're like when he was cameoing I can't even talk, bro. I can't even talk. Cameoing all of these characters, Colossus, Psylocke, like we saw in the comment section. Like it'd be really, really cool. Like it opens up the idea of getting like such great storytelling. I'm just really excited. I don't know why. Really, really excited. What would you rate the show so far? I mean, it's only 2 episodes, but
yeah, it's only 2 episodes. So I mean, I like them. I give them both a, I don't know, 7, 8.
Yeah, I'm probably in the same format, kind of like high on the totem pole. I really like the nostalgia berries. I really like the idea of it coming back. I sat down and yeah, it kind of reminded me of being a kid again. I guess you could say I was really excited to see it all come to fruition. But yeah, can't wait. When do those episodes drop? Do we even know or no?
No, I caught them both yesterday, so I'm not exactly sure when they drop.
Xmen. I'll look up the dates real quick. 97 release, May 20th schedule. I'm a section. I know someone Wednesday. Robert got it up there before I did. Cool.
Thanks, Rob.
They took Rogue's cakes. King Yeti said they took the cakes of Rogue. I don't know, man. You may get a couple of them, maybe a couple shots. The other thing I wanted to ask you, Brian, is they brought back the first episode of Invincible. Did you get to watch it?
Not yet.
If you get to, it's really, really good, guys. Don't forget, Invincible is back on Amazon Prime. They dropped the first episode. It's pretty good. It's really, really good. And they have a really nice after scene credit. You guys make sure you go check it out. Brian, what do we got to look forward to for the week?
Work and lots of it.
Work. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Excited to go back to work. Brian, I want to say, of course, it's always a pleasure having you, man. I know you're always a busy guy on Sundays. I'm really happy. I mean, if you ever get a chance, let your manager or whoever lets you fucking have time off, like fucking tell them thank you for us. I love it when you're on the show. You're one of my best dudes. Oh, we got to get D on the show. We got to get D Vargas on the show, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was really cool. That was really, really cool. We had a really cool show a long time ago. It's like where you and I first met, kind of like in that time period. Where we had like a badass Halloween discussion and 13 Ghosts came up. And then we just got that last week where they're like, yo, they're returning to it and they're going to make a show. We got to bring D back. We got to have a show where it's just you, me and him talking about some crazy shit. I'd be excited, and then it would be cool to see you guys at gym class majors, back on the screen for a little
Hell
bit, kind
yeah,
of like reminiscing and doing some cool stuff. You got WrestleMania coming up.
I
Like,
do.
I know you're gonna be like in attendance.
I
You're gonna
am.
get to see that shit. So like, I know D would probably want to talk about that with you and kind of get your input and talk about all the storylines and all that stuff. In the WrestleMania show, like me myself, I'm not like a big fan, but I know there's like huge fan base of WWE. What are some of the things you're looking forward to for WrestleMania?
I'm looking forward to just seeing The Rock wrestle one more time. I've
Oh
seen
shit!
him before. I want to see him, one more time. And so I can
That'd
say
be
I
good.
saw him twice. I saw him at uh another WrestleMania. It's the first time I actually saw him wrestle when
Damn.
he wrestled John Cena for the title, and that's what the one that John Cena won. So that was, but I was, I was so drunk I don't remember it. So at least this year I want to be able to remember a Rocky Maivia match.
How many WrestleManias have you gone to?
This will be my third.
Damn, that's so cool, man. That is so cool. Is it is the vibe super crazy? Like, is it like a whole experience?
Yeah, man, it's super chill. There's just people of all ages, all demographics, all walks of life. It's pretty fucking awesome. And
That's
there's
awesome.
rarely any bullshit. Like, you don't have to worry about fights. It's a bunch of fucking wrestling geeks that just want to see some fucking pyros and some cool shit.
Like the football games and shit when people are always getting in fights and doing crazy stuff. Like, it's not like,
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a fight at a fucking wrestling event ever. And
damn,
I've been to
plenty.
plenty wrestling events. Yeah, I've never seen any fights at wrestling events.
And then what else was I gonna ask you? Oh, apparently, like, what, WrestleMania is like 2 days.
Yeah,
Like,
it's been 2 days for a while. But this year they're having so I'm going to the SmackDown before WrestleMania, and that's the same night is the Hall of Fame. So I'm going to see SmackDown and the Hall of Fame
wow,
that Friday before, and then you have WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday.
excellent, man. And when's that gonna be? Like, when is all this kind of popping off?
April, it's like the first weekend in April, so it's coming up. It's
Damn,
in
it's
2
coming
weeks.
up, coming up.
Yeah, it's in 2 weeks.
Man, dude, I'm super excited. You probably will not be on the show that weekend, but
There
I
is a
hope.
high. You know what? I won't even say that. Yeah, I'm not gonna be here. I
Yeah,
was gonna
I was
say there's
gonna
a
say.
high probability I won't be here, but
Yeah,
I won't be here. And
yeah,
listen,
no,
if I can't listen, if I were to come on your show after a night at WrestleMania, bro, nothing's good is coming from that.
it's
I'm
all
just
just drinky, drinky.
yeah, there's nothing good coming from that. So I'm just
And
gonna do
remember,
everyone a favor and
remember, don't
just
go
sit
too
this one
crazy,
out.
man. I want you to remember this night. I mean, that sounds like a really fun night of experience and existence, man. So make
Yeah,
sure you get the opportunity to really experience it. So, yeah, super happy for you, dude. Can't wait for you to tell me about it because I know you're gonna be super hyped for like weeks after that.
yeah,
But
that should be cool.
yeah, man, it'd be really, really cool. Maybe we can get you like pop in real quick, send us a picture, and we'll show you out there like doing your cool stuff. And yeah, can't wait. Hope you have a good time. I don't know if I'll have you on the show next week, and then probably by the week after that, you're probably going to be doing WrestleMania. So if I don't get to see you by then, I hope you have a fucking awesome time. Let us know what it's like. I know Rob's probably going to want to hear everything. He's probably out there begging you to get Rhea Ripley sweat or I don't know something from that chick. So it'd be really cool, man. I'm super excited for you, man. Super excited for you. Brian, I want to say thank you for coming in and getting the time to come in with us. And I always
Oh
appreciate
yeah,
you and hope it's good. Everybody out there, we appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. To all our extraordinary listeners, we appreciate every one of you. Don't forget to like, share, let people know about us. We're on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere you look. New episode. This episode will be dropped hopefully by Wednesday. So yeah, so you can have it for your listening adventures at work or anywhere you want to be. Appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Go out there, watch that whole like I don't know cold season or whatever. Appreciate you guys and yeah, have a good weekend and be good, or have a good week and be good to each other. Laters.